And we got a lot of dudes, man. I mean, a lot of RLDs, real live dudes that are flying around, and we should wreck shop.
Welcome to the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and a former four-star wide receiver, Joshua Moore, has entered his name into the transfer portal. We'll take a look at some of his numbers, the reason why he is leaving Texas, and whether or not he would be a fit at Tennessee. But, I dropped the video yesterday talking about Hendon Hooker, what the ceiling is for him if he does come back in 2022. I'm calling it a Heisman Trophy campaign. But some of you guys made some good points in the comments section. He is going to need some targets, likely Javonte Payton, Bayless Jones Jr. could be playing in the NFL next year. Cedric Tillman, I would like to think he comes back, but that's what Josh Heupel's going to have to do. He's going to have to go out into the transfer portal, find some guys at wide receiver. But the thing is, and I'm not taking anything away from Hendon Hooker or the wide receivers, Josh Heupel is scheming guys open. We saw it earlier in the year with Joe Milton, unable to connect, but guys were running wide open all over the field. Now, when you look back to the Kentucky game, yes, Javonte Payton, first play of the game, he made some moves. He showed what he could do with the ball in his hands in space. That's talent, that's skill, that's ability. But how many times do we see guys running wide open down the field based on the schemes that Josh Heupel puts together? So what wide receiver wouldn't want to come to Tennessee? So I think Heupel's going to be able to go into the portal, look around, and pick who would be the best fit. But like I said, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about Joshua Moore out of Texas. Do me a favor, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You're asking yourself, what is the Talkin' VAWLS Network? We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, you enjoy what we do, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live, when we drop new content. Dauber and the Indie Kid will be live tonight immediately following the basketball game. Make sure you tune into that. Show those guys some support. And then also tomorrow, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing Talkin' VAWLS live for the football side of the channel. But let's get into it. Let's take a look at this article from Burnt Orange Nation. Texas wide receiver Joshua Moore to enter the NCAA transfer portal. Steve Sarkisian broke the news 5 days after an incident in practice between the coach and player. Immediately, there's red flag number one, right? We always ask, why are these guys going into the transfer portal, especially in the middle of the season? So let's take a look at the article here. It says Texas Longhorns junior wide receiver Joshua Moore is no longer with the team and plans on entering the portal. Head coach Steve Sarkisian announced during his Monday press conference, he says, we wish him the best of luck. And I always get confused with years of eligibility because of the COVID year. It never makes sense to me, but junior wide receiver, I would like to think he's going to have his senior year and then a super senior year if he chooses to use it. But the article goes on to say here, the news of Moore's departure comes 5 days after a reported altercation in practice with Sarkisian. The Longhorns head coach initially downplayed the incident, but it clearly precipitated Moore's departure. Here's the quote. It says, he's getting coached, and that's what we do. I think sometimes people get this misconception that because I'm a player's coach that we don't coach hard. We have a very demanding staff. We coach hard. We believe in discipline. We believe in doing things the right way. And when things aren't going that way, we coach our guys. And so whichever one of you guys felt like it was important to report that, and that's your bad, not ours, Sarkisian said on Thursday. That's an interesting comment, interesting point. And it's honestly something that I've thought about, worried about. I should say worry, but with Josh Heupel, he's a player's coach, right? You know, the cookouts, the barbecues, the home run derby, all the good stuff. Sometimes as a coach, you got to be careful not to cross that line and become a buddy versus becoming a coach. It's a fine line that you can walk, and it sounds like that's what Sarkisian's kind of talking about here. But when you're talking about a reported altercation, what does that mean? Is he getting in a fist fight with his head coach? Is it just a verbal disagreement? So again, red flags go up around Joshua Moore. But when you look at what he brings to the table, what he is as an athlete, as a talent, he was a former 4-star coming out of high school. 24/7 Sports had him as one of the top 100 players in the class of 2018. Scouting report on him, it's everything you want to read, especially when you're talking about bringing in a wide receiver to play in this Josh Heupel offense. Just give me guys with skill, ability, and athleticism, and Josh Heupel's going to scheme them open. But the scouting report that he can play slot or outside wide receiver. He's an elite route runner. He's a speedster with big play ability. Glides around the field, played multiple positions in high school, reaching a state championship as a junior. Also spent time playing nearly every skill position on offense and also played defensive back. Again, top 100 player in the class of 2018, 4-star coming out of high school. The article here goes on to say that Moore played in all 9 games this season with 5 starts. Against Iowa State, he didn't see the field until the second quarter and immediately produced the longest offensive play for Texas, 24-yard catch and run on 3rd and 7. As the offense stalled, however, Moore only made 1 reception for 8 yards. Says despite ranking tied for second on the team in receptions and third in receiving yards, Moore has been inconsistent this season with 24 catches for 265 and 3 touchdowns. Had 4 catches and 70 yards and 2 touchdowns against Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl and 5 for 64 and a touchdown against Baylor, but hasn't had more than 32 receiving yards in any of the other 7 games. Against Arkansas, Moore did not record a catch. I think you can go and you can look at what Javonte Payton has done in Josh Heupel's offense. You can look at what VAWLS Jones has done in this offense. Cedric Tillman, again, give me a guy that's got speed. Give me a guy that's got athleticism. Their numbers are going to improve. VAWLS Jones particularly, he's almost, before the season's over, more than likely going to double his receptions, going to double his receiving yards. He's close to doubling his touchdown catches. You're going to see Joshua Moore, if Tennessee goes this route, if Josh Heupel goes this route, you're going to see his numbers improve in Josh Heupel's offense. Here's where we get into big red flag number 2, guys. Why transfer? Would you take him? Would you look at him? Says Moore has also had disciplinary issues in the past. In 2019, he was suspended for the season after an arrest on a gun charge in downtown Austin. He arrived in Austin from Yoakum as a member of the 2018 recruiting class, number 96 player nationally, number 19 wide receiver, according to 24/7 Sports. So again, altercation with your coach. 2021, suspended for the season in 2019 after arrest on a gun charge. Seems like this kid has some issues. He has some baggage, but we've seen that before. We've seen it with Jeremy Banks. You let him work his way back on the team. Do you take a chance with this guy, or do you wait around and see who else comes open in the portal? The article goes on to say here, after recruiting misses and injuries to Jordan Whittingham and redshirt freshman Troy O'Meara, the Longhorns lack quality depth at wide receiver position, yada, yada, yada. Don't really give a whole lot of concern about Texas, so we'll just drop the article there. But again, Joshua Moore, former 4-star, former top 100, according to 24/7 Sports, enters his name into the portal. Josh Heupel's going to have to find some guys to replace VAWLS Jones, Javonte Payton. Do you take a look? Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I don't know if I go this route. I don't know. I can overlook the suspension of 2019. If you work your way back, you keep your nose clean. I can overlook that. But when you're coming off of an altercation with your coach, and again, what does that mean? What does that mean? But I don't know. This may be a hard pass for me, but leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, you can check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' VAWLS. Any and all support greatly appreciated. We are on that path to 10,000 subscribers. We appreciate the way you guys support this channel. Tell another Tennessee fan about Talkin' VAWLS. Tell somebody, share out the videos. Any and all support. Like I said, we appreciate it. This channel belongs to you. You guys make this show what it is. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to join Dauber and the Indy Kid tonight, immediately following the basketball game for Talkin' VAWLS Live. But this is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The dogs howl like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit fall. the dogs.